Hello BookTube. For this video, you're just going to get me, the Becky half of the bookish Bryant's not going to get to look at that sexy hunk of man I married. This is something I haven't done before in the last 2 years that we've been on BookTube. And I figure it's about time. It's a read-along announcement that I'm going to be doing, and I can't wait. So in the month of March and April, the entirety of the 2 months, I want to read 5 books. And they're a series of books that I haven't read since I was 14 or 15. And I want to see if I still love this series as much today as I did when I first read them. I want to read the Belgariad by David Eddings. If you've never read it, it's a sort of a coming of age fantasy epic romp. It's very much a hero's tale. If you follow Joseph Campbell, it's about a young boy named Garion, and through this series, you get to watch him grow into a young teenager from a boy, and he has to go on this pretty heroic quest with his protectors, which you'll learn more about them in the book. If you decide to join me, I want somebody to join me to read this series. I've already got one person who's going to read it with me. It's Angie. She's one of our subscribers, and I'm looking forward to it. I like her a lot. But with this kind of book, the more the merrier. I figure if anybody wants to join us, we can. I'll throw everybody in the Voxer, and we'll talk about it a little bit before we get to the starting date, and we'll talk back and forth as we read. Before we get there, we'll set up a schedule of reading and all that. But the 5 books, they're The Pawn of Prophecy, The Queen of Sorcery, Magician's Gambit, Castle of Wizardry, and Enchanters End Game. How are those for fantasy titles, right? But the story of Garion, he actually covers 2 series. The first series is the Belgariad. The second series is the Malorian, which is another 5 books. But they're about his young adult through adult ages, if I remember correctly. It's been years since I read them. But I'm really looking forward to them. Like I said, I haven't read them since I was in my very early teens. And I just remember adoring the series. And I want to see if I still love it just as much as I did then, which I strongly suggest, or I strongly expect I will. So let me know if you'd like to join us for this read-along. We'd love to have you. As I said, the more the merrier. We want a lot of people getting excited about this. It'll be sort of on the heels of the fantasy February fantasy. I'm glitching. It'll be sort of on the heels of the February fantasy event that we're going to be doing this year. So I think that's going to be loads of fun. So if you'd like to join us, let me know in the comments, and we'll get you added to the Voxer, and we'll have a big old time. I'm so excited. So that's it. We'll talk more about it, I'm absolutely sure. But for now, your books are calling. Go read.